Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Friday evening. The CBSI Hot 10 comics for the week have come out, so I'm going to be highlighting that list and kind of show off a few books I just got in the mail here in the last day or so. So this is one that I've got the A cover coming in my Midtown order, Immortal Hulk number 12, but I didn't get the B cover. And I kind of saw that the B cover was getting hot, so I went on eBay real quick and I picked this up for like $9. Not too bad. With shipping, it was like $9 or $10, so not too bad. And then I think a little after that, it was going for 15 to 20. So I think it's still going in that $15 to $20 range for the B cover. Again, this is the first appearance of the One Below. So kind of a key book to have. This is definitely a key run. If you're not collecting Immortal Hulk, I don't know what you're doing in the comic book industry. I mean, everybody has their niche and what they like to collect, but you know, if you're into any type of Marvel book, this is probably this and Venom are the only two Marvel books that are kind of a must-buy for me. Everything else is hit or miss for me, but with Marvel, yeah, Immortal Hulk and Venom, two of the best books I think right now that you can collect in the comic industry right now. So definitely glad I picked this up. Yeah, you're seeing some good money. I've seen the set go consistently for $25 to $30. So yeah, this is solidly like a $15 book. So cool cover. It's a Jeff Shaw cover. Very nice. I think I also highlighted the Tedesco. I think in my last video I may have highlighted this. So I missed this when it came out. I'm good friends with Jim's Comics, and I had a book that he kind of wanted. He had an extra one of these. So yeah, it was a good swap. I sent him a nice Aquaman Middleton cover that was pretty cool. And he was kind enough to send me this Harley Quinn Tedesco cover. So I think the price on this is cooling down a bit, which it probably should. I think it's in the $20, $25 range now, but that's still really good for a book that essentially came out, what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? So first appearance of a character, kind of an under-ordered B cover. A lot of people didn't know Tedesco was going to be doing the cover. A lot of people, especially in pre-order. In pre-orders, I think it still said Cho on it. Michael Cho was the artist. So it fooled a lot of people. A lot of people didn't really order this. It was under-ordered. And that's what you need, a recipe for a hot book. So there you go. Also, Uncanny X-Men 191. This is the first appearance of Nimrod. Can't remember why, but I think Key Collector Comics had highlighted this, that I don't know if there's an upcoming movie potential where he may be one of the villains in it. I can't remember exactly, but you know, it's a cheap book. I got it for like $9 with shipping, so you can still find this book relatively cheap. If you go to a local comic book shop, you might be able to find it in the dollar bins or $2 bins. This one's in a really high grade, beautiful near mint copy, first appearance of a character. So I've got a good amount of Uncanny X-Men, several keys, but I don't have a huge amount of Uncanny X-Men. This is one I didn't have, so I've got first appearance of Gambit, some other ones, but this was one that I'm glad to have. So that highlights the books that I got in the mail this week. Let's jump into the top 10 hot comics for the week, brought to us by CBSI. Let's jump into number 10. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So this is Huck number 1. This is being rumored to be a Netflix show. A lot of the Mark Miller stuff is probably going to be made into a show. He signed a major deal with Netflix. I don't know if a lot of you are aware of that. He's got a pretty lucrative deal with Netflix to produce a lot of content for them. And you know, this is a book that I didn't care for it. I bought the whole series, 8 covers only, and yeah, I didn't think it was that good. I thought it was a serious miss. That's kind of what Mark Miller is. He's hit and miss. Like Jupiter Circle, the first volume of that was really, really good. Second volume wasn't. Huck was not very good. Magic Order is really good. So he's about 50-50 for me. About half of the stuff he makes, I don't care for. Half of it's, you know, pretty decent. So I will probably sell my Huck 1 through, whatever it is, 1 through 6. I have every one of the A covers. So I might liquidate that while it's hot. Number 9 is Solo number 4, the Yasmin Putri 1 in 25 variant. I think this, yeah, it's a $21 book. I remember looking at it at Midtown. It was available. I passed on it. I mean, I know some of I probably should have been buying these B covers on the Solo series because every one of them has pretty much doubled in price. This is a $50 book now. You know, there's a lot of Star Wars fans. There's a lot of people that just collect Star Wars titles, so that's probably why this book is hot. None of my friends, a lot of people I interact with don't care for Star Wars comic books, so, you know, this wasn't on my radar. I collected some Star Wars stuff back in the day, some of the Dark Horse stuff. You know, I've got that Dark Horse gold set. I remember buying that on, I think it was Home Shopping Network. It was either that or QVC. I think it was like $50 a set. I bought 5 sets of them. And I think I still have 3 sets left. I think I sold 2 sets. But I think I still have 2 sets of those left. So, you know, I like Star Wars, but I'm not a massive fan of it, especially the comic books. Not really my thing. Number 8, Batman the Red Death. That was teased that the Red Death may show up in the Flash TV series, the TV show. So I guess it shot up a little bit. I think it was consistently around a $25 book, 20 to 25, but it looks like it shot up to $30. So that's one I have. I mean, I pretty much bought one of each of the Dark Knight series. So I've got pretty much all of them. But that, I remember I had ordered that on Midtown, and like the week after it came out, that was like a $30 book. So it's been a $25, $30 book for a long time, for the most part. So not big news in my opinion on that one. So if you've got it, great. It's shot up a little bit in value, but yeah, it's worth holding on to. It's a first appearance. It's a key. So number 7, Immortal Hulk number 2. Says, after having settled in the $10 to $15 range a couple weeks ago, there's been a lot of activity recently in the $30 to $40 range. So that's definitely a great buy. I bought one originally with my Midtown order, and then I bought another copy. It was sitting on a shelf at one of my local shops. Even when it was like a $15 book, it was still sitting on the shelf. So there's still a lot of people that don't know, or at least, you know, a couple months ago, there were people that didn't know this was a really good series. I think now the cat's out of the bag. Everyone pretty much knows Immortal Hulk is a good series. So I would say your chances of finding this issue number 2, especially the A cover, in a low price range is probably gone. I think if you could find it for $30 and you don't already own it, I would buy it. That's my opinion. So great series. Great key issue to have, issue number 2. Moving on, number 6 on the list, Black Canary Oracle, Birds of Prey number 1. So the news on this is Margot Robbie was teased in the Birds of Prey movie. I guess Showcase number 3 is widely considered the first appearance. It says here in October you could have picked up one for a 9.8 for less than $200. Now it's up to a record high of $400. You know, this might be one of those things, if you're at a garage sale or maybe an old comic book store, you might be able to find that in a back issue bin. There's a lot of people that don't know about this book, so that could be one that I would not pay a lot of money for this. But, you know, keep it in mind when you're maybe at a shop that has a ton of back issues. You know, keep that on your radar as a book that you may want to browse and look for if you can find it. But I doubt where I live in Florida. I don't know. There's a lot of people that collect comic books around here, so it's hard to find. It's hard to find anything decent a lot of times in the back issue bins. Number 5, Stumptown #1. Writer is Greg Rucka. I do like Greg Rucka's writing quite a bit. Looks like ABC has picked this up for a series. Not easy to find. I've never heard of it, so I'm not surprised that it's not easy to find. Issue #1 is selling for $20 plus. It says here that they saw an auction that ended with 0 bids 2 weeks ago for issues 1 through 3 for $4.99. So, yeah, I mean, when they announce a TV series, it's a great way to get some attention on a book that had no attention, right? I mean, I'd never heard of Stumptown, and I like Greg Rucka. I mean, I have collected some of his stuff before, but was not aware of that series. Number 4 on the list, 100-page giant, Primal Age. I'm not familiar with this either. I guess this is getting released in Target. It says expect to pay $15 at your local store. Not familiar with that. I guess if I'm at a Target, I may browse and see if it's sitting there. I think they probably have them near the front of the line, but so I'll take a look there. Number 3 on the list is Straight Jacket #1. 3 years ago this came out, looks like, and it fell into obscurity. Option News this week has jumped this book up to $20 to $30. This is another book I'm not too familiar with. I'm not familiar with the writer, El Torres. Not too familiar with him. So maybe look for that if you are browsing. Number 2, Spawn 293, the C cover. I guess everyone is trying to find this Air issue. The book was recalled. Actually, that's not true, though. I was talking to Jim's Comics a few days ago, and this was a book that was actually not recalled. They are reissuing it and telling retailers, you know, they don't have to send back their copies if they don't want to. So it's technically not a recall. So sorry, CBSI, you're wrong on that. It's not a recall. They are going to issue another print. They're basically going to reprint this or send out another copy of this with the correction in it. I heard somebody else say that they're going to do a second printing on it. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not. But it says here the corrected version will have the same print run apparently. So, yeah, it's $25, $30 book. This may be one you want to wait on. It could be one of those things because there is a first appearance in this book, the character called Godsend, that you could see this book get a lot hotter. So it could go either way, right? It could easily drop back down to $10, $15. I doubt it goes below a $10 book. It is rare enough. A lot of people don't buy these C covers, the black and white C covers of Spawn. So I don't think it's going to go lower than $10. So if you could buy it for 15 to 20, that would be a good deal, I would say. And there is obviously the odd chance that this could be a $50, $60 book based on the rarity and that new character. So that's just my thoughts on that. Number 1 is Superman Batman Annual number 4. News that Batman Beyond will be developed into an animated movie similar Into the Spider-Verse has caused the price spike up to $40 to $50. This is his first appearance in DC continuity, and don't forget about his actual first appearance in Batman Beyond number 1. Also, don't forget about the red second print of this book, which is also not easy to find. So I'm not familiar with this book. I did collect Superman, Batman back in the day, especially when Turner was doing all those covers. I think it was 8 through 12. I think he did a lot of the covers for that run. I think originally Jay Lee was the artist on the first several issues of this run. But Not familiar with it. I'm pretty sure I don't have it in my collection. I do have Batman Beyond #1 in my collection, so that's been a decent book for a while. I think it's a $30, $40 book, so we might see that jump up a little bit based on the announcement of that animated movie. So, all right, guys, that's what I had for the week. The top Hot 10 list brought to you by CBSI. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this list. Yeah, I'd like to hear your comments on that. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and